Hey guys, it's Tiff here, and today I'm using a different journal, and I've actually just turned the camera on today on a whim to do a video for the Use It Up, Fill It Up challenge that I've had going on Instagram. And as you see here, I went directly in with the flames because I wanted to burn this white piece of cardstock. Okay, so in this particular journal that I did, I have taped anywhere from magazine parts and pieces to jelly prints to really, you name it, junk mail, anything you can think of went into this journal, okay? So I wanted the background for this one to be completely white, and I had already taken out of Vogue magazine, excuse me, I found a pink house that was hiding in the background, and you'll see it, that I'm going to use in the background. So I know, surprise, surprise, I actually already had that laid out. It was in the Use It Up, Fill It Up challenge. The goal is to use up the things that you've been holding on to for one reason or another. Maybe it's you're waiting on that perfect, air quotes here, page to use it on. Well, you know what? If you've been holding on to it for a very long time, it's probably best that you just go ahead and use it, right? So as you see here, I'm making a big mess with the ashes from the magazine image being burned. But I wanted that little burnt edge on the side because I had already burned that white. And I'm just going in here with some Deco Arts matte medium to glue this image down. And I bought, now this is actually something not old, this is something kind of new. And I really needed more time to kind of play with the gold flecks and the tissue paper. But when you're dealing with a time limit, and 15 minutes is the time limit that I've set for the Use It Up, Fill It Up, you can't be fiddle farting around trying to do some elaborate something. So I just slapped the tissue paper with the little gold flecks in it down, and then I'm going in here with a handwritten note, and I'm just literally collecting bits and bobs that are around my desk right now and gluing it down. And then this is part of the image that I tore off, and I wanted to use part of that pink house at the bottom. Now, the thought process in my head was you kind of have a floating house up there, and floating is not really my most favorite thing. Like, I don't like heads that just float with no necks. That's just not part of the things that I like. So, know what you like, right? And then know how to fix it. So, I wanted that house to be at the top because I thought it was dynamic and powerful and bright and beautiful. And so, I wanted to weight it, air quotes again, down at the bottom to kind of ground it to the page. And if you've gone to like art school or something, I'm sorry, I'm just a girl who likes to paint stuff. I don't really know all the technical terms, but in my brain, and that's what I'm sharing here on my channel, guys, is in my brain, that helps the eye to actually ground the house. So, enough of that. What are we going to do next? I decided to grab the Distress Oxides. I believe it was Hope over at Crafty Hope on YouTube. You can check out her channel. She's actually a local girl. I wish that we got to play more together, but she's gone to several of my retreats and just really, really, really doing awesome with the Use It Up, Fill It Up challenge. And she had used the Distress Oxides. I believe it was her and someone else who had used the Oxides in their page, and I thought, oh, I forgot all about the Oxides. What in the world? So as you saw there, I just went directly in with the oxides on the page and then moved it around with some water and added some gesso. Ta-da! Isn't it amazing when you have so many art supplies, you could totally forget about one for like a while until somebody says something or you see something and you're like, hey, I got that. Why am I not using it? And that's really what this challenge is all about. So, there's been tons of people who are using lots of different mediums over on the challenge, and if you're not on Instagram, you really should be, because there's so many fun challenges and stuff that are going on over there, and such a great community. So I'm checking the time, and as I'm drying, because we have 15 minutes, so I'm going to multitask here, and I'm just grabbing my large print book that I use pretty much all the time. I found it at Goodwill for no, it wasn't Goodwill. It was Salvation Army, and it's called Sprig Muslin. It's a large print book, and it has some of the funniest, cutest little sayings in it. But I think it's like a very country setting because, oh goodness, it has some Southern Belle flair to it. But today I'm not using a funny one. I'm not using one that is so Southern. But I am using one that when I read it, it was like, bam, it says running away from home. And so I thought with this particular setting, it was perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that down there. I did get some questions on my Instagram about if I pick the words out for my pages first or after. And what makes those words speak to me? Really, it's just my gut. I make the page typically first, and then I go and look through the pages. I don't pre-cut out the words in most instances. I just go in and read it. And then I just feel it in my gut, like, oh, that's exactly what my gut was saying, or that's exactly what this page is speaking to me right now. So, as you see, I'm just making some marks and scribbles because, well, they're fun. And then I thought that the scribbles were a little heavy, so I'm just wiping back with that damp paper towel that I have. And as you see, I have a few seconds left, so I'm just going to make some doodles. I'm taking all of that 15 minutes that I can muster, and then I'm going to add a little bit of that linen, antique linen at the top, just to bring that color around the page. And that's pretty much a wrap, guys. I am so glad that you stopped by. If you haven't seen the challenge, make sure you go look it up on Instagram. It's Use It Up, Fill It Up 2 challenge. And you can see that hashtag and all of the amazing work that people have been doing. So here are the still shots here, just walking you through. And if you would, just click the subscribe button. Make sure you give me the thumbs up, leave a comment, all that jazz, guys. And until next time, toodaloo.